My mama told my niece, say, yeah, Malik stole some money from Kanye, which was never true.
What?
Stole money from Kanye. It's not even a Kanye case because I had an incapitulate mother.
Hello.
That would not give me nothing.
I get it.
When I say nothing, not a hug, not a kiss, not a sandwich, nothing. And would give it to everybody else around me. So when I got in the industry and I seen Kanye, who I love, thank God for Kanye West, give trucks to everybody, Lamborghini trucks to everybody.
Wow.
Give positions to everybody, features on his album to everybody, and not me. It didn't faze me. I just kept working.
Wasn't for you.
Wasn't for me. I had a situation with Kim Kardashian. She put some people on me. They sued me. Sued me.
Wow.
He didn't come out. He said the truth. He said, I ain't say nothing against you. I said, you said nothing for me.
For
either.
me. I expect.
But I was able to deal with it because I did everything right. I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's.
Move around.
So when they came with that court, I said, let's go to court.
Right
Chance the Rapper
track.
say, best thing ever happened to you
Hello?
was that lawsuit. And Kim, she threw stones and hit her hand.
I
You know what I'm
get
saying?
it.
And had the company promised them all kinds of stuff. They ain't do nothing. Now they in trouble. Because guess
Wow.
where the lawsuit going back this year to them? And I'll say this right now. They finna catch it.
OG. 2 letters that define respect. I created the original OGs to document the forgotten parts of American history. I want to recognize and give a voice to the men and women that have climbed to the top of their game. The men and women this marquee have been authenticated as original OGs. Welcome to my world. A world of the originals, the unique. Welcome to the original OGs. Welcome to the original OGs. I'm your host, OG Mr. Rick. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, because I'm telling you, these shows are coming and they are dynamite. I can't even introduce this brother. I'm going to let him introduce himself because he's just at another level. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Introduce yourself to
Appreciate
the
you,
audience
OG
for me.
Rick. First
Yes,
of all,
sir.
hey, what's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to the OG Rick podcast, the original OGs.
Yes, sir.
Malik Yusef, the wordsmith, Wild Hunteds. I'm just honored to be in the presence of a real one. 10 toes down, stand on his demonstration at all hours, and you know, somebody that to model yourself in the form of, because what I think being a OG is, original gangster, is going to the roots of what it means to be a man. You know, we got to go back to the concept of what manhood is and why we consider somebody a man.
Yes, sir.
You know, and when the village say this man is a man, not when he's self-proclaimed. You know, I my little homie Wiz Khalifa, Taylor Gang, shout out Taylor Gang, he had a verse. He said, "I was the OG even when I was a young one."
You hear me?
See, it's from the root.
Hey, I
They
was
don't
born
come
with
with
it in
age.
me.
OG don't come with age.
No, sir. It's
know?
born. It's in you. It ain't on you.
And don't come on, man.
Hey,
Stop
man.
it.
What I like to do is I like to go way back and come up on the journey. So
I'm with you.
tell me what your childhood was like. Give me something about the type of parents you had that helped mold you and shape you.
My parents, you know, they were very diverse individuals. My daddy was a black activist. Changed his name from Hubbard Gerton Jones to Omar Oke.
Oh, wow.
At 17 years old, Lindblom High School. He met my uncle, Joseph, which is Yusef's the same name. In English is Yusef. In English is Joseph, and in
Right.
Arabic and Hebrew and so on and so forth is Yusef. Sometimes it's Yusef with a V. But he met Joseph's sister, which was my mother.
Okay.
And I want to say it was a bad match for a partnership, but you know, all praise due, they made me.
Yes, sir. So
And
it
I
must have
changed
been
the
a
world.
good match then.
Yeah, you know, she was a terrible mother to me and to my other siblings, but she treated them well, you know, in them days, she treated them nice, but didn't prepare them for real life.
I get it.
She harped on me and was abusive to me, you know.
I get it.
You know, broke my nose, you know, smacked me backwards. You know, every time she could put her hands on me, she would.
You can come up in those type of environments with your family, but the thing you have to understand is Later in life, like this gentleman is sitting here, you will begin to understand Allah's plan for you.
Come on.
Would you change yourself now?
No, sir.
So all of that made you this.
No question. No question. OG Rick, you're 100% correct, because when I was going through it, it wasn't nothing worse. Not being loved was bad. Being neglected was bad, but being abused was, and being intentionally hated, loathed, you know, when she said, I can't stand you, I loathe you. My mother went through years of not calling me Malik, which means angel, you know, in Arabic. She's calling me the devil. That was her word for me, the devil.
Wow.
And I was her best kid, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Loved her the most, treated her like I loved her the most. And she just, you know, and everybody ain't for everybody, understand? She a human being, you feel me? And she chose how she, I tell people all the time, that's what you want to do with your Malik. You know, when I come into your life, you get some Malik. And how you treat that Malik is how it's going to be handled.
There it is.
People say, your mama fumbled you, you so dope, you so sweet, you got money, this and that, you famous and all that. Yeah, but sometimes you probably going the other direction. So somebody got to fumble you.
Hello?
Somebody pick it up and take it the other direction. So the women in my life, the mothers that were subsequent from my maternal unit, where I was born from her womb, other mothers took me the other direction. And then I scored.
Hello?
You feel me? Then I scored. So, yeah, and while you're going through it, you know, you got to understand sometimes suffering is the curriculum of the soul. But it's not long-term, forever suffering, but I suffered a great deal until I broke the spell of needing her. And not that I miss her, I miss having a mother.
Hello?
I never had one. So I miss, that part of me is open, it's a gaping hole. And I stopped trying to fill it with just anything. I stopped trying to fill it with drugs and alcohol and sex and violence and
Did y'all hear him?
food. You know, I stopped trying to fill that hole. Let that hole be there.
Hey.
It's just a missing part, you know?
You know the hole is there.
I know the hole is there. Me trying to fill it with nothing fit. I got, you know, some people live with a mama-sized hole inside them.
Hey.
Somebody live with a daddy-sized hole in them. And
Yes,
you ain't
sir.
gonna be able to replace it with nothing else like that.
And that hole will keep you conscious because you'll move in a different direction. All of these things that I'm hearing you say, brother, I see them as character building because we all have that gorilla in us. But after we get a relationship with that gorilla, then we learn how to humble ourselves.
No, tell me something. Oh, gee, I'm not trying, this is your show.
No.
But I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
The other you, was it evident, or did you reach it? Did you explore and seek and search, or did you just see it right there? I asked Jay-Z a similar question to this.
It's a beautiful question. I saw it, but I had to walk into it.
Come on.
But my journey got tiresome for me. But, brother.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to get that.
No. I
answer.
want to answer that. And when I began to do that, life changed.
Life changed. So you saying that when you changed yourself, that means you said life changed. You said when you changed, life changed. You put that in two parts, and that was intentional. You said
Yes,
that
sir.
intentionally. You changed, and then everything around you manifested a change as well.
Yes, sir.
Mahatma Gandhi says that. He
Wow.
says, when you change yourself, everything in the cosmos must change to accommodate your change.
Yes, sir.
You said the light. Where did that light come from? Was it the shine from you? Was it the nura that we say in Islam, the nura of Allah? But what is that? Does it come from what we call heaven or Jannah? Where's that light come from? You're saying it like you opened up something in you, like a flashlight, and was able to see the path. That's how you talking right now.
Yes, sir, and that's how I mean to communicate.
Okay.
The light was in me, protruding. You understand what I'm saying? Like a shadow. And I was trying to walk into that light, but I had not learned that the light was in me.
The divine teachers say, question but obey.
Hello, there's nothing wrong with a question, but don't be disrespectful. We have to understand that for you. You know,
I like the word meditate, and you say prescription, medicate. Those words are very similar for a very impactful reason. They feel the same to the body when you say meditate.
Hello?
Medicate. They feel the same to the body. We understand language is very important.
Very.
How we feel when we say a word. When we call the woman we love baby, it make her feel different.
You understand what I'm saying?
It relieves pressure from her. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Like, I'm going to take care of you.
We're in another space. You know, I see you and I, man, we could really, really get into some very deep stuff. Yes,
That's
sir.
a Christian song I learned when I was a little kid. My grandmother took us to Christian church on the Easter, and they had this song that said, walk in the light.
Hello?
It's a beautiful light. Let it shine all around us by day and by night. That song is important because even when it get dark, you still got it. You can't be embarrassed to shine your light in the darkness.
Hey.
It's easy to shine your light when everything is shining. Everybody
Hey,
got their light on. I turn my light on too.
Okay.
I'm not different. But when it get dark,
Hello.
and you still got to shine, everything's attracted to you now. Everything.
Whole
the
nother
moths,
game.
the people, the animals.
Whole nother game.
And you got to be prepared. That you got to keep the light on though.
But see, that particular song goes above a lot of people's heads. See, we ain't gonna go there, but see,
Yes, sir.
you understand what I'm saying?
But
That's
you,
what I'm
you
telling
laid
you.
it out though. You laid it out right before I said talk about the song. You laid it out. That's why I brought the song in because you laid it out.
You know what we talking about.
No question.
See what I'm saying?
No question.
Like I said, it goes above a lot of people's heads, you know? If you didn't get it, get up to it. Keep looking for the light. All of these things in your life as a young man, these trials and tribulations coming up with your family, your moms and all of them, that took place on the south side of Chicago?
Primarily in the Hunnits where my daddy bought a house at in Colonial Village on 127th and Wallace.
You went to school there, grammar school there?
I went to elementary, Frederick Nansen Elementary School. Frederick Nansen was an explorer, a white man that was an explorer. You know, they didn't give black explorers no pub back in the day.
Right.
They named that school. But yeah, that was the neighborhood school. It seemed miles away, but it was at the end of our block, really.
I
But
get
it
it.
seemed miles away, you feel me? It was a place I didn't like to go because I had learning challenges.
Hey,
And I was made fun of, you know, for those challenges by other children and my mother and sometimes my father because he was in love with a bitch that didn't treat his son right, you know. And I don't think he could understand that at the time. I forgive my father, even though he was the non-protective parent. I forgive him because he was in love with a woman, and as I became grown, I understand the power of being in love with a woman. You know,
see what I'm saying?
You know, I understand. So, you know, I'm not as upset with him as I once was, but I still
now.
Exactly. I still have to understand that I never play that game, Joe. They mama she never put a hand on my kids.
Where did you go to high school at?
I went to CVS because of the name Cavaliers and the yellow and blue, and I like the Rams football team, so I tested into CVS, which is way away from my house. Too far for me to really be going, but I needed to go there because I experienced kids that wasn't from the Hunnits, you feel me?
I get it.
And I got over there and I realized that, you know, I had real mental issues when it comes to school. I stuttered.
Give me
so
some
forth. Yes, sir.
experience there about being in that school and how it began to affect your life in different ways than the Hundreds.
Yeah, well, being a Blackstone and going to CVS, going through 10, 15 different territories just down Halsted itself, you feel me?
Hey.
And then getting on at Halsted, you know, where under the viaduct was Georgetown, where the GD's at, and then also we right there at Fintown, Rack City, and going down 87th Street to CVS, and then getting off at Jeffrey Manor.
Wow.
You know, so it was a lot of cultural adaptation I had to take place, and I only knew 3 people at the school. I knew my elementary school buddy. I knew 3 girls from our neighborhood that went there, Cassandra, Michelle, and Reese. And then one of the homies, he played basketball there, Andrew Hunter. So I was looking at them for protection, but they was only sophomores.
Right.
But because I don't want to go way into it, but I had a thirsty mind, even though I had my learning disabilities. You know,
Another
my father,
blessing.
yeah, my father, he didn't. I don't think he understood. He ain't had a sensitivity that I'm developing for my children. He would call me Ricky Ritardo. and it would hurt my feelings. But how do you tell your father, I'm a boy, but you hurt my feelings? I don't know if my father respected feelings.
I get it.
I don't think he respected my feelings for sure. And things he did that hurt my feelings. He took my brother Omar, who's named after him, on Omar's 5th birthday. He took him on a day out, just him and Omar. They went and took pictures together and the whole nine. I'm like, man, I felt further ostracized. I just didn't feel like my daddy loved me. And we had a conversation as an adult.
There it is.
I said, hey, man, I just never felt like you loved me. He said, well, I felt like you didn't need my love. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm the kid that needed your love the most because your wife hated me.
But he didn't see that.
He couldn't see that. And he was caught up in his own feelings of Omar, who looked more like him, and he got the same name, and all those proclivities that add to it. But you, as an adult, is your job. And I learned as my job, as an adult, my job is to deal with my own traumas juxtaposed to my children.
Separate them.
I gotta separate them. And that's my job as a father. You feel me? So, and it's not an easy thing when nobody is teaching you, when nobody's guiding you. And he didn't have the proper guidance at all.
We have to look at what his environment was like when he came up, and the time that all of that happened. You know what I'm saying? And I look back and I look at all the blessings in it rather than to look at the horror stories.
Yeah, the fruits that come of it. The fruits that come up out of, I told my father, and went in a group text. I was being in a group text with my family. I ain't in that group text no more, because I don't really fuck with most people in my family. I cut them back. I gave them a chance to treat me the way I demanded to be treated now.
Right.
They treat me how they want to treat me when I was a kid.
Right.
But now, this is the parameters, Joe. You don't fuck with that, you don't fuck with me. But I said in the group text, I said, on his birthday, I said, congratulations for being born, because you made Malik Yusef, nigga.
Hello.
And Malik Yusef changed the world.
You gave the world a gift.
No question.
Several. You see what I'm saying?
Several.
So,
you feel me?
This is all by Allah's design. This is not Malik's design. Now, when you were in high school, is that where you were introduced to the Blackstone Rangers?
No, we on my deck. The whole hundreds where I'm from was all GD, but they was taking advantage of our neighborhood because we was like the kids at the end, and Section 8 and all that stuff was coming into play. And so they was like breaking in garages and shit. So some of the older brothers was like, man, we gonna be Ace Racketeers. Blackstone.
Exactly.
And I said Ace Boone Coon Stone Gang. They say wear red shirts and black pants to school tomorrow. And we fighting the GDs that's right there in our neighborhood that thought we was gonna be GDs and patsies, where we weren't going. You kind of become hellified. And by being bullied by my mother helped me a lot, because first it made me seek comfort and seek friendship. And I was able to discern right away who was my friend and who wasn't, who wanted to take advantage of a kid that needed a friend.
Yes, sir.
People took advantage of a kid that needed a
I
friend.
get it.
I wouldn't even fight people that hit me. I was like, maybe if I just take it like I took it from my mother. But because outside, I was like, I'm not finna take this no more. I'm finna fight back, and I'm finna fight back in a bad way.
And the rule was, we ain't taking that shit.
We ain't taking it. And so I didn't take it from my mother no more either. So I got up out of there. I still wanted her love, needed her love, because that's your maternal unit. It's your DNA. Mom. It's your DNA. You lived inside her womb for 9 months.
Hey.
And shared all her blood, all her food, all her thoughts, all her heartbeats, all her energies, all her chemical changes. And that's just what it is.
And that desire was still there to have what you visualize as a mother.
Mitochondrial DNA tell you.
Come on, man.
I mean, the strongest bond in human life is the child to mother.
And child.
Child to mother, no question.
For real. Growing up as a kid, as a child,
yes, sir.
On up.
Yes, sir.
Becoming a Blackstone, how did that help you develop?
It gave me brotherhood, gave me camaraderie, and it gave me some principles to live by.
See what I'm saying?
And a language and a code that I could apply. And it stretched and increased my vocabulary. It stretched and increased my information base, because you had to read certain books. You had to read your literature. You had to understand Noble Drew Ali, Moorish American science, things of this nature, to be an effective and a codified member of this demonstration.
And you were how old?
12.
That's a whole nother game there, bro. The things you just said.
Yes, sir.
And the information that you had to digest.
Yes, sir.
At 12 years old.
12 years old.
So when you start saying at 12 years old that you had to dig into that. I don't know if most people understood what you were saying and the depths of what you just said at 12 years old.
No question.
You know, that's another development in itself. So
you are correct.
I get it.
What, and you said devout follower. Devout is a adverb or adjective of devoted.
Yes, sir.
And the devotees, it takes discipline, which
Yes,
is
sir.
another word, disciple.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Disciples were disciplined to follow Yeshua through a time when the Roman government was occupying the land and oppressing people from a tax standpoint.
Yes, sir.
And Yeshua came and said, nah, y'all ain't finna tax people 50%, y'all.
You're abusive.
50%?
You're
You ain't
abusive.
got nothing left. What are you talking about?
You're robbing us.
You robbing us blind. He said, no, we're going to stop that. People think he came to do a religious movement. That wasn't what it was. He said, these are the tenets of how you treat people, period.
Hello?
Period. That's how you treat people, period. What y'all doing is not that.
You're degrading people.
Come on, man. Demeaning them, diminishing them, destroying. You know, I mean, you know, humans are delicate, man. We get destroyed easy, man.
Hello?
We get destroyed easy. You know, a heartbreak might spin you off for 5 years. A heartbreak
real.
might spin you off for 5 years.
Or
5
longer.
good years. Ooh, did you say or longer?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. I was being generous saying 5. You absolutely right.
Hello?
I don't know if my daddy ever recovered from the heartbreak of my mama.
I was just finna say, sometimes it's a lifelong situation.
Understanding the literature of BPSN and understanding that even the name Confucius being a prophet was something that was foreign to me. Who is Confucius?
Wow.
You know? So this is in BPSN, you drawn. This is in CSA, Cold Soldier Army, you drawn. So I think what it did was let me identify with the dudes I looked up to. And they wore a hat that said STL, I wore a hat that said STL. And I defended that.
Yes, sir.
And then so having to defend that became a soldier.
Correct.
And so having to defend this thing that was bigger than me, that I looked at as precious.
Yes, sir.
You know, it allowed me to apply that in all aspects of my life. People who I love, when we come across our chest and say stone love.
It's felt.
Come on, man.
No, I get it.
It's felt.
Yes, sir.
It's
I
like
get
what people in Christianity call the Holy Ghost. It's the same feeling.
I totally get
When
it.
they look at you, them big homies say, stone love, Mo.
Wow.
Stone love, shorty. What? The word love, my mother never said the word love to me.
I get it. I totally get it. You know, I want to stop there for a minute. Let you expound on that a little bit.
Yes, sir. So, understanding something that, you know, the historical Christ predated Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, by about 1,200 years.
Yes, sir.
Those edicts, people understand the Bible was written about 80, sometime 200 years after what we know as the crucifixion, or what we call the execution, but what we know as black people is the lynching.
Yes, sir.
See, we don't know, that's a lynching.
Yes, sir.
They color the language up. He got lynched in public.
Hello.
On a tree.
Hello.
This is what the Bible say. He was hung on a tree or
Hello?
hung on a rod.
Yes, sir.
Not a cross.
Oh no, brother, I get it. Trust me.
That's a lynching
Trust me.
for somebody that was going against the established standard and the quo of the time. So when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, came in and said, hey, we're going to bring this to bear. You cannot be a slave and be a Muslim.
Impossible.
Impossible. You can't be a slave and be a Muslim. Now you know why Islam wasn't permitted here.
Hello.
Because they was
Get that away from here.
So the prophet said, hey, this is how you treat people.
Exactly. And we're gonna start with Black.
We're going to start with Black.
Stop playing.
Come
brother.
on.
Stop playing.
OG.
Brother. Stop playing.
Come on.
Hey man, I ain't just sitting there. You understand what I'm saying? We together, brother. Believe that.
They're going to start with Bilal.
Yes, sir.
The first. They call him the first follower.
Hey man.
They call Bilal the first follower.
And the most devout.
And the most devout. And the most devout.
And was a black man.
And was a black man. He loved the prophet.
Yes, sir.
And then when Hamza came, Hamza, you understand, Hamza was a gangster. He was a sellsword.
Hello.
He would go collect your debt for you.
Hello.
Him and his boys, they was the Asusan or the assassins.
Hello.
They bring their sword out, hey, you owe OG Rick some money. We come to get it.
Hey.
Now, OG, we got your money back. We gonna take 20% of it, but here's your money.
Gladly.
Gladly.
Hey.
And he brought Islam to this man who was making hella money. You feel me? So we think about these things, and we think about how we superimpose that over our right now overstanding, and we understand why the persecution, you know, and that led to the prosecution of our modern day prophets.
Yes, sir.
And leaders.
Yes, sir.
We understand why they are so much against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Why they are so hell bent on making him a this, a that, a anti this, when he just pro us. He just pro us.
Because they don't want it to be no us.
Come on, man.
Hello.
And we gotta
Stop
understand that
playing.
we can't pussyfoot around that. We can't sugarcoat that. They don't want us here.
We're too
they
busy.
we did for them. We said we ain't doing it no more for free. And they said, well, you gotta, let us treat you bad. In BPSN, you know, we say we stand on our square.
Hello.
We men, and you a man before you anything.
And they never wanted us to stand on our square, bro.
Never. They didn't want us to be men.
Never.
They even put in the Constitution of the time that we was 3/5.
You understand?
Not a, and we say we a man before we anything.
Hey, the original gentle man.
Woo!
You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You thought it was original gangster, didn't you? This is bigger than that. I just need you to know that.
Woo! OG Rick, you out here.
Hey, man.
You outside, man.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell you, brother, we here.
This is important what you're doing here.
Yes, sir.
You know, we also know this is OG, Orishan gods. Those
Hello?
attributes.
Come on now.
Those attributes that's in the Bible. Every person in the Bible, we don't know if their people existed so much, but we know every character in the Bible is a characteristic.
Hello.
You know a Judas? I know a Judas.
Hey, stop
You know
playing.
a Judas in your life?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You know a Doubting Thomas?
Hey.
In your life?
It's a book of psychology.
Come on, man.
I don't think they're hearing us, brother.
Man, come on. Why we going this deep?
I'm just saying, though, man.
OG Rick, come on, man.
That's what we meant to do, brother. This is a show of enlightenment. We're not here to glorify all of our wrongs. We're here to make the best of a bad situation.
Wow.
That's why we're here. We're here to tell you the good things and the strengths of our people.
Yeah.
We're not here to tear down the other man, the other woman. Ain't what we do here. If they put the work in, then we're going to respect that. And we'll leave it right there.
And original origins. Have you returned to your origins?
Hello. All of this is combined in these symbols.
I love that. That circle, that all the way circle, that full circle. You feel me?
360.
That 360, that full circle. And we understand that origin is not just root. Origin is seed.
Hello? They ain't hear you.
Origin is seed. Y'all don't care how much you love oranges. You plant an apple seed.
It ain't gonna happen.
You ain't getting no oranges.
Hey, it ain't gonna happen, brother. And see, this is what I'm talking about in your development.
Yes, sir.
I'm listening to your story.
Yes, sir.
And I'm listening to how you were being developed. The thing that intrigues me,
Yes, sir.
you said as you were growing up as a young man, a young child, you were dyslexic. How did you deal with that? And how did you begin to understand how to work with it?
Yeah, it was it was difficult, Rick, because I didn't have parents that were very understanding.
I get it.
Because my brothers were academically sound. They could matriculate, they could do the curriculum, they
Wow.
could do the assignments. I couldn't. My handwriting was atrocious. My spelling was off.
Shit sound like me.
See? And there's a bunch of kids out here that parents don't understand. You know, like, why is he not doing the work? You know, there was a saying, and you probably heard this before. They say, kids that do poorly in school watch 6 hours more of TV per day than kids that do well. And I'm gonna challenge them to do the inverse and say, kids that can't do the work wind up watching TV for 6 hours. Because we're going to learn. It's environmental learning. We're going to learn something.
We're gravitated toward what teaches us.
Come on, man. I learned a lot about television. That's why I got Emmys now for film. I got television Emmys right now because I understood the camera shots of when they had Wonder Woman on.
Some people are sitting there saying, damn, I'm going through that same thing, man. You know, and no one has diagnosed it as such.
That's right.
Like you said, it's always, you're just a dumbass. You were born stupid.
Right, yeah.
You know, this is not the case.
Nope.
And we're talking about a dyslexic child who turned out to be one of the most prolific people in the game. Hey.
I concur.
Hey.
I mean, you know, I had a mental retardation, but that don't mean I was stuck. That just means that path was not available to me.
No, you had a gift.
That's exactly. But you think about the word fire retardant.
Huh.
Can't burn it.
Hello?
Retard. It's a retardant. And I wouldn't let myself fail.
Hello?
All the paths in my brain opened up toward my success. I wouldn't let myself fail. I wouldn't let myself fail, bro. I would not do it. I couldn't even sleep if I thought I was failing.
Hey,
I
man.
did poorly in school. That's not failing.
Ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's grades. That's what that's their associative aspects of
They
what
had
a
you in
person
the
can
wrong
do.
place.
No question. They trying to have a fish climb a tree. I'm made for the deep sea, homie.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm made for the deepest of the deep sea.
Y'all got me out of place.
Yeah, y'all got me climbing trees with squirrels. I'm out here supposed to be out here with the sperm whales. You feel me?
Feel me? Hey, man, we go a little bit deeper. Now, here you are going to school in between the streets. And then, how do you fall into poetry for a dyslexic child? How do you fall into poetry?
Very interesting. I when I was 17, I started really getting into like myself.
Right.
Kinda.
Here we
I
go.
got big, I got strong, you know, my dick got big, you know, developed, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I started understanding what sex was and my powers of persuasion and my abilities to protect myself and drive cars fast and make money. So I would have my little various girlfriends and I would write them in my terrible handwriting. I would take time and write them these little love letters.
Hello?
But they kept coming out as poems because my brain was working in this kind of cadence, a rhythm and rhyme type of cadence, you feel me? And one of the girls, I had a penchant for cheerleaders, you feel me? So I'm like, okay. So I was dating cheerleaders from different schools. And I wrote this one girl, she's like, yeah, my friend said you ain't write this. My friend Anastasia said you ain't write this. I said, why wouldn't I write that? She's like, what do you mean, the quietness of my voice? I said, so how can you have a voice and be quiet at the same time? I said, it's not silence, but it's like a feeling I get from
soothing.
Talking. See, I didn't know the word soothing in that context yet. I didn't know what that's what I was feeling. I was feeling soothed. You're absolutely correct. And I told her, I said, hey, your voice soothes me. She said, yeah, but this is a poem. And Anastasia said, you don't know how to write poems. I said, well, why wouldn't I know how to write poems? That's when I first heard that my writing was poetry.
Right.
At 17.
There's another spark.
It's another spark. And so I started to intentionally write poetry, thinking I was going to do a book one day. Still haven't done a book yet.
I get it.
Got a lot of Grammys.
Part of the journey.
Haven't written a book yet, as of right now.
Yet.
Not yet. Come on. Yet. That's one of my favorite words, yet. Or my other phrase is, and then, when you're writing the story of your life, this happened, this bad thing happened.
Then.
And then, this,
yes, sir. Hello?
the blossom come, you feel me? So I took that and then I wrote an intentional poem to a girl 2 years later who I was in love with. And just wrote a poem, the first one, I miss you, you know? And that started my journey. So I started writing poetry about my homies that was getting changed over in the streets, you know? You gotta understand, in '93, when it was the highest murder rate we've had in the city since 1968, I was writing poetry and performing it at funerals and grave sites, just like I saw on Cooley High.
Right.
And that started me on my writing journey. And then like I said, the way my brain worked, the cadence that my brain worked on was poetry. But I remember being a little kid in the back of my daddy's van reading the passages from the, like, Jehovah's Witness or whatever. They would pass out these little leaflets, and I would read the stuff and just hear music when I'm reading it.
Wow.
Which, understand, made it very difficult for me to be in school. I'm reading stuff and hearing music at the same time. I'm like,
you're putting music to everything
everything
you read.
I read. Everything I read have music to it. Love is like magic and it always will be. This is not a song I'm reading something off a leaflet, but this is what it's singing to me. This is singing to me.
That's the communication that's
Come on, man.
in your brain.
Come on, man. It's
Hello?
from on high.
Stop playing.
It's from on high. It's the cosmos, man. It ain't me, you know.
Come on, man.
Faith is like a pair of glasses
Wow.
I bring here and there with me. I'm reading this. There's no music notes on here. I don't know how to read music. All I'm reading is words, and it's making these sounds for me.
But that's the beginning of another journey.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I'm one of the most prolific songwriters in the world.
What about that part? When do you begin to do live performances of poetry?
A strange confluence of things took place. The war was heavy in Chicago. I began to write this poetry. Wanted to do a book. One day I happened to be sitting in the living room writing this poem called If Roses Came in Black, which I felt was my anthem to the black woman, because we get to see what they most beautiful women look like. They put in every TV show, every commercial, every Doublemint commercial, every magazine, everything. They don't got the girl that we know that live out in the trailer park in Kankakee. She ain't in there. They ain't gonna put that girl in there.
No, sir.
They putting their best and brightest. Then they don't show our best and brightest though.
At all.
At all. So I started doing a poem called If Roses Came in Black. That is exactly what you be. Reborn every spring throughout eternity. And if a single black swan could swim in the lake, and watching her take flight, your heart just might break.
Wow.
So I'm talking about the beauty and the elegance of the black woman, of what the melanin is, and the features, and all the things, the skin tone, the hair texture, everything they say is bad, I'm saying is beautiful.
Exactly.
And because I'm doing that, I'm in the house writing this, I get to see television, and Takia Crystal, shout out to Takia Crystal, one of the greatest people to ever live on the planet Earth. She from Living Color. Living Color is famous. She got the thing Black World.
Right.
She's in Chicago. She says, hey, while I'm in Chicago, I'm going to a place called Spice's Jazz Bar for their open mic poetry night. Now you understand, I never heard, that's my second time hearing the word open mic. A woman when I was doing my thing in the street,
Right.
I was in depression, so I went and took care of her myself. A white girl, she had tattoos everywhere. Took care, she's like, why would you be coming down here? You the boss. Like, I was like, well, I'm down here, this downtown, taking care of business downtown Chicago. Ain't nobody gonna stop you downtown. You got the right clothes on.
Right.
And she's like, I said, I've been writing poetry. She said, you've been writing poetry? You should go to a place called the Green Mill.
Wow.
You're gonna love it, because Al Capone used to be there. He had an underground tunnel from downtown Chicago all the way through to the Green Mill where he would hang out.
Yes, sir.
They do poetry on Sunday nights.
Wow.
And then that Saturday night, that was a Thursday, that Saturday night I seen Spice's Jazz Bar. So I said, okay, Sunday, I'm gonna go to Green Mill first.
Wow.
And then Spice's Jazz Bar Monday.
Wow.
So I go to Green Mill, Mark Smith, the godfather of slam poetry. I come in, I got a legal pad with my poetry on it called A Soldier.
Wow.
A soldier story about the streets. I'm on a legal pad, I'm reading. I got my hat broke off to the left, the whole nine. He said, hey, I love what you did. This is your first time here. You did a good job. Can you come back next week?
Wow.
I said, yes, sir. He said, you promise you're going to be here
Wow.
on time next week? I said, I promise you 100% I will. He said, okay, make sure. I said, okay. That was that Sunday. The next night, I went to Spice's Jazz Bar. Ted Witcher was hosting. The reason why Ted Witcher is important, because he's the director of the movie Love Jones.
Yes, sir.
Director and producer of the movie Love Jones. His last night in Chicago before he goes to LA. He's the host. He said, can somebody come up here? And I guess what poem I did? If Roses Came in Black. He said, man, I love that. I said, I came here because Takia Crystal was on TV talking about it. He said, most people came here because of that. I love what you're doing. I got a pistol in my back pocket. We back at Breeny Green.
Right.
I got a pistol on my stage doing poetry.
Yes, sir.
So that week we get into it in my neighborhood. It go up. I'm taking my dad's car and left the hood. Shorty's like, don't leave, Malik. We feel safer when you're here. I said, I promised the dude I was gonna come on Sunday.
Right.
I'm just thinking it's another Sunday night with a bunch of white people. Because the juxtaposition was like, it was strange culture class. Sunday night was with him, was white people, performance artists. Monday
Right.
night was black poets with dreadlocks. It was crazy.
Right.
I went to the back, called my sister from a cell phone. From a payphone. So now it's next Sunday. I go to Green Mill. Rick, listen to me. I walk in. I'm there a little bit late. He walk up. He said, "Oh, good, you here? I was just finna close the doors." I walk in. It's lights like this everywhere.
Right.
It's lights everywhere. You feel me? I see a big giant thing called, and it's on it says ABC Worldwide News. A big giant
Wow.
camera.
Wow.
He done brought me in as the token black.
Wow.
It's okay.
It's
So
very okay.
I go on there. I read the soldier story again. Got my hat broke off to the left again. That was in February. The streets heat up. It's getting springtime. I stopped doing poetry.
Wow.
April, my brother called me from the house. We at the house with my dad. I had my own crib. He said, "Malik, we just seen you on ABC Worldwide News. You finna come on. They talking about poetry. They did a header with you on it."
Wow.
Everybody calling my house. I don't know what made everybody in Chicago
Be looking at
ABC
TV that
Worldwide
day.
News on a Sunday. Now I stopped going to poetry for like 6 weeks.
Wow.
It come on, so I go to Spices the next night, Monday. It's packed. Because people done seen the poetry episode
Wow.
with me on it, and they know I'll be down there. So I'm
Here
an
they
instant
come.
celebrity.
Instant.
Even though they filmed me my third time on stage in my life. Development, newer, a lost timing.
Hello. I
People
see
was
it
way
working.
ahead of me.
I see it working.
Yeah, people was way ahead of me in the poetry game. But how did I get on TV? But I took it and ran with it.
Yes, sir.
Now, that was 1993. 4 years later, I get a call. I get a text on pager, not a text, a page. I call the number back. "Hey, man, my name's Gold, man, and I'm working with Ted Witcher. He wanted to reach out to you. He's in Chicago filming a movie about poetry."
Wow. Ain't that crazy?
4 years later.
Wow.
After that instance. Now, I was doing poetry the whole time. I kept getting bigger, bigger, bigger.
Right.
At that time, understand, there's a noticeable change in spoken word poetry, stand-up poetry as they call it, but spoken word poetry. Poetry
Right.
clubs is everywhere. I filmed for Love Jones.
Wow.
Ted Witcher, who the dude that was leaving, went to LA and landed the deal with the script
Wow.
about Spice's Jazz Bar, which became Love Jones.
And you're on his mind. Boy, the creator is wonderful, ain't he?
Do what you're supposed to do.
Amen.
Go where you're committed to go. When you say I'm gonna show up, that's where Allah put all your blessings at.
Keep
where
your
you say
word.
you finna be at.
Keep your word.
Keep your word. That's
real.
why you keep your words, because God said, "Oh, you gonna be there. You're on 10. I'm gonna put all your blessings there." It's like a football game. You tell Tom Brady you're gonna run this route, run the route, because Tom Brady gonna deliver the ball.
Exactly.
You can't get caught up because the lineman talking about your girlfriend cute. Yeah, that's your girlfriend now. Yeah, man, I had her. Me and my boys had her a couple months ago.
Yeah.
She your girl now, hun. You're a wide receiver now. You want to shake his face mask and get a penalty, set the whole team back.
Yes,
No,
sir.
get past him, run your route, catch the ball,
Hey,
get your endorsement deal,
receive your blessings.
receive your
Man, quit playing.
receive,
Quit playing.
run your
bro.
route and receive.
When do you start putting music to poetry?
A month after that.
Wow.
With
Were
Kanye.
you already familiar with instruments?
Nope.
Oh man.
Never grew up with none of that.
Come on, man. Come on. I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this, man, because this is just getting amazing.
Became friends with Common and No ID. No ID said he's a producer. He learned playing saxophone or trumpet. I want to say trumpet.
Okay.
He played trumpet. And I just had a penchant for it because my big brother, I didn't mention, my big brother's deaf.
Oh wow.
I'm working on a book right now called I Learned to Hear Through a Deaf Man's Ears.
Wow.
I had to learn vibration. 'Cause
Exactly.
my brother, he would put the boom box to his head and feel
And
it.
feel it.
And they'd say, "What they saying, Malik?" And I would rhythmize the words in sign language. I would do the signs to my brother Earl, EJ, Earl Jones. So I learned to give him the words to go on time with the beat.
Wow.
So he could have a true experience of music.
So that y'all could have a true experience of music.
Didn't know it was affecting me.
Well, I'm listening to a lot of work, bro.
Come on. And then we started to get money to buy the tapes with the words in it.
Wow.
But he still needed me to give him the cadence and the rhythm. So I'm having to listen to the sounds like him. I had to listen. He hearing on his ear and his skull, because his ears don't work. He feeling in his body, and I'm listening to it, and I'm catching the cadence. Oh, that's a horn. It's a horn here, Earl. It's a saxophone here. It's a trumpet here. It's a drum right here.
Look at what that's doing to you.
Come on, man. Had no
on with
idea.
it.
I had no idea.
Hey, man.
I'm helping my big brother who I love.
Man.
Who protects me, and I protect him as well, because kids make fun of him because he can't hear.
Wow.
He can't speak. So kids bother him, say call him retarded and stuff like that, and I protect him. My daddy told me when I was a kid, protect your brother. Protect your brother.
Wow.
Don't let no kids push him around, make him cry. So I'm his little brother, but I'm taking up for him.
And that develops into
my ability to produce music, to understand each instrument and its resonance, what it feels like to other people. Because I could see how it moved my brother's body.
I get it. I'm looking at it.
So I'm learning how it moves his body. It's coming through his brain and moving parts of his body. Oh.
And now you're processing it a different way.
Different. Looking at it different. I'm looking at, the keys make your feet move. The strings make your fingers move.
Wow.
The bass makes your body gyrate. Oh, I understand now. Oh, I understand now. It's different. Now, I'm not listening, I'm looking at music.
Wow.
I'm seeing it.
Next level.
I'm understanding the colors.
Wow.
How heavy you hit a valve on a horn. I'm seeing how blue or red or orange that is.
Because you have to communicate this.
I have to tell him.
Wow.
It feels like this color.
Wow.
I have to tell him that.
That's heavy.
So now I go in with Common and No ID, and I'm like, change this to that.
Wow.
Change this beat to that. Why can't you change that?
Look at that work.
Never touched the instrument in my life.
Wow. But you can see music.
Synesthesia.
Wow.
I can see it.
Man.
I can see the colors, the textures, the feeling, the depth, the thickness, the height, the sustain, all that.
Man, the creator is just doing something totally different with you. Wow.
That can't spell his name. That don't know what parentheses are. Looking at the board, not knowing what those two symbols are. What the fuck is that?
Wow.
You feel me?
But you go somewhere else to get it.
You hear me? And then I'm able to one day produce Drunken Love remix for Beyonce.
Hello?
Huh? Me?
How you do that?
Me? Rick, listen, bro. It was all. If you, Tom Cruise, your mission.
Hello?
If you choose to accept it.
Hello?
Oh, you know, this ain't no walk in the park.
Hey, now.
Nigga, this ain't recess.
If you choose to accept it.
If you choose to accept it.
Here it is.
It's a hard road. You're going to have to go through this, to get this one thing.
Hey.
Jump off trains, swim, drown, come back alive.
The light is at the end of the tunnel.
Ooh, you already said it. That's why when you said that, I'm like, man, you got to go down that whole train track with all them creatures in that cave. You understand? A cave is not safe.
You hear me?
It's just dark. You don't see all the dangers, but it's not safe.
Hey.
You said you had to go to the light. You had to go through a cave.
Exactly.
And sometimes you by yourself. Some people are like, you know what, Rick, I can't go there with you. What?
Brother.
I heard something growl, nigga. I ain't finna. What's that? We can't even see
going in there. You're crazy.
Keep it moving, Rick. See you. I hope you come out the side.
Hey.
I'm going back the other way.
No, this is my journey. I got to do this.
Got to do it.
They don't get it.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it, because that mission gonna end in victory if you do these steps.
Hello. All you got to do is get to the other end.
That's a hard one though, Rick.
Hey, it's meant to be hard.
Come on, man.
Hey, it wasn't no cakewalk. People are a little confused, brother. You're not gonna
Why
get.
you say a little confused? You wild for that.
You know.
You let the word little do a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
You see what I'm saying?
People are a little confused. We know what you mean.
Because see, why would I give you all of these beautiful things, a beautiful life, so many blessings that you can't count them, and you haven't done anything for them?
I say all the time, man. Check this out. You saying the gospel right now, brother. Because I always say, you go through this to develop the muscle to hold it. It can come to you.
Huh.
Oh, look what and you drop it the next day.
Hey, man, it's called life.
Getting those muscles, getting strong enough to get what God gave me.
It's called life.
Becoming a millionaire in this music industry is almost impossible.
Brother, and to be able to do it in the fashion that you did it.
Come on.
See, you're a walking testimony. Now you can appreciate the Creator. The blessing was the championship.
I was prepared to deal with a Kanye West because I had an incapitulate mother.
Hello.
That would not give me nothing.
I get it.
When I say nothing, not a hug, not a kiss, not a sandwich. Nothing. And would give it to everybody else around me. So when I got in the industry and I seen Kanye, who I love, thank God for Kanye West, give trucks to everybody. Lamborghini trucks to everybody.
Wow.
Give positions to everybody. Features on his album to everybody. And not me. It didn't faze me. I just kept working.
I get it.
I kept working.
Wasn't for you.
Wasn't for me.
No, that wasn't your blessing.
What it did was sent me the wrong direction. Man, he ain't doing that for me. I had a situation with Kim Kardashian. She put some people on me. They sued me. Sued me.
Wow.
He didn't come out. He said the truth. He said, I ain't say nothing against you. I said, you said nothing for me.
For
either.
me. I expected.
But I was able to deal with it because I did everything right. I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's.
Move around.
So when they came with that court, I said, let's go to court.
I
paid some lawyers. They went in there and said, what's the situation? What law did he break? None.
Wow.
Judge said, this is frivolous lawsuit. Kicked it out.
Wow.
They went to court on February 18th at 9 o'clock. It was over by 9:07.
Wow. We have nothing here.
Where did he do something wrong at? And then guess what? Back up to the top. But I shared it on the way through the valley, through the cave, where the light was over there. I shared it. Everybody who was along for the easy ride.
Back on the right
Chance the
track.
Rapper say, best thing ever happened to you.
Hello?
Was that lawsuit. Because everybody used to blow my phone up. I'm sitting here, my phone ain't rang one time.
Hello.
It's been like that for some years.
Now I know where I'm really at.
It's been like that for some years. Because I beat that case February 1st, 2001.
Wow.
4 years ago. And them people that they can't call no more. And people that did hit me, hey Malik, I say, what I say? Text me, long time. I ain't heard from you since the case in 2018. I ain't heard from you.
Like
3 years straight.
scattering roaches.
Come on, they had to get up out of there. And that going through that hard cavern that you talk about, that cave with jagged edges that cut you and you can't see what's cutting you, they scraped all up off me. They didn't hold on.
Hey, I get it.
And now goodbye. And good riddance. And I'm at peace.
Hello?
Get up out of here. My mama told my niece, say, yeah, Malik stole some money from Kanye, which was never true.
What?
Stole money from Kanye. It's not even a Kanye case. So my mother tells my niece, she said, yeah, you know, your Uncle Malik, he finna go to prison. He getting sued by Kanye. And I told my whole team, including Toy, I said, baby, we ain't did nothing wrong. But more importantly, we did everything right.
Hello?
Not doing nothing wrong ain't enough. I did everything right. I said, we ain't got no problems.
Hello?
Me wiring back $2.1 million to Germany wasn't nothing because, okay, cool. I wired it back and paid the wiring fee. But wait till it opened up. Oh, but wait. Oh, but wait. And Kim, she threw stones and hit her hand. And had the company promised them all kinds of stuff. They ain't do nothing. Now they in trouble. Because guess where the lawsuit going back this year to them? And I'll say this right now. They finna catch it. You know, $20 million lawsuit.
Hello.
I'm gonna walk away with 15, you know, which is cool.
Hey.
That's what's up right now. So everybody that said something or laughed or didn't want to work with me and scared and all that, and then all the 60 people that reported on me doing something bad, including Dr. Boyce, Dr. Boyce, and all these other motherfuckers lying talking about Malik stole money from Kanye. How can I steal money from Kanye? I got money wired to me for Kanye. He said no, he's not gonna do a thing, and I sent the money back. But that ain't what the media said. Now check it out. Check this out, brother. This is what a real nigga do. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I ain't spent a penny of it. Didn't touch it.
Hello.
Not one penny of it.
Yeah, you can get that back.
Take that back. Kanye ain't capitulating. They got their money back on a Tuesday. I sent Toy to the bank to wire back Tuesday. The article came out on a Thursday. Everybody like, oh, Malik did this. Cool, go ahead. Cause I ain't no worries. I wasn't worried about nothing.
I don't owe you nothing.
You know, I'm still ate good food, dick still work, all that shit. Kicked with my kid, everything. I'm good. But y'all ain't gonna be good. And then they come out and Kanye say, yeah, come on back and do Donda. Now everybody shut up. Now nobody can call my phone. Don't call my motherfucking phone, homie.
For what?
Call my phone and you know a girl, I ain't gonna say her name because I want to respect her. I love the sister. She said, we gonna do a prayer and meditation circle for Malik. Bitch, if you thought I was in trouble, you supposed to be raising money.
Hello?
What is you doing a prayer and meditation circle for?
Okay.
Get me out of jail.
Yeah,
One of my homies called, and I love this nigga. I don't know if I should say his name or not, but it's my man. He called my phone. He said, Salaam alaikum, Malik. I said, yes, sir. What's up, Ak? He said, oh, nothing. Just wanted to make sure it was you, because I know you wouldn't answer your phone if you did any of this.
Hello?
You'd be in jail. I love you, bro. I said, I love you too.
All right, that's all I need.
That's all I needed. He said, I know you didn't. Then one of my boys in New York, he put on Instagram, he said, Malik will walk to New York before he steal a penny from somebody.
Hey, man.
Nah, I take some shit from somebody, I run up on you. Now, if they said Malik ran to Kanye's house, beat him up and took his shit.
You got me.
You got me on that one. Stealing?
That's coward.
That's exactly. I ain't got to steal nothing,
They don't
homie.
get it, brother.
So, you know, and like I say, thank God for Kanye West. We not friends, we brothers. I love him. That's my brother. And people get confused.
Oh, I get it.
I'm fighting with Kanye every time I see him. We fighting with each other.
But it's bringing something.
Come on, what is the stealing
you understand.
between the both of us is something precious.
Take it to another
It's one
level.
album I didn't work on with him, Jesus King. I told Kanye we was doing Donda. We was arguing about something about the Drake beef or something. And he say, I say, first of all, bro, you tripping. You ain't never did. I said, Kanye West never did no album without Malik Yusef ever in his life. He said, yes, I did. I said, which one? He said, Jesus King. I said, Kanye West never did no album without Malik Yusef. He fell on the floor laughing. Jesus King wasn't really an album. It wasn't the type of album that we make.
Hello?
And it's my brother who, I heard somebody about dude. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I get it.
And I would hurt him too.
I get it.
I would hurt him too. He know, we be right there at odds.
I totally get it.
He said, I ain't never said nothing bad about you in public, and he never did. But he didn't protect me, he didn't defend me, but I understand. Against that system he was against, the Kardashians and motherfucking Scooter Braun and them, he was trapped too.
I totally get it.
But like, it came back, and I've been blessed since then. I'm letting you know for sure.
It don't stop.
It don't stop, because I had to go through it. I had to purge myself. I had to go through that cave you talk about. People think of cave as a smooth thing.
No, sir.
No, sir. It's jagged edges. It's animals you ain't never seen before. It's slime that'll cut you and infect you.
Hey, man.
Boy, you would die in that cave. Before you get to that light, you would die in there.
See, one thing that I'm summing up that you are saying on your whole journey before we go forward. Holy Quran says, you plan. And Allah plans. Allah is the best of planners.
That's the planners.
See, so, hey, what you thinking you supposed to do,
on,
you understand me, might not be what Allah is going to have you do.
OG Rick, I'm sorry to say this to you, bro. You just quoted the #1 surah that I quote.
And so do I.
We plan, but Allah plans. And Allah is the best of plans. No, your plan.
Man, move
I see what
around.
you're doing, Malik. Erase
Move
that.
around.
You want to go to that straight line.
Yeah, that's kids.
I'm gonna erase that. It's gonna be this, up there, all this, and it's gonna be three-dimensional. You want a straight linear line to your victory. It's gonna be this.
When you get there, you're like, wow. Mm-hmm. Now you respect the blessing.
There's an old gospel song. My best friend Sam Silk, his daddy was a gospel singer and choir director, and they had this song, "Move yourself and let God have his way." Let means to release.
At that time, you're crossing paths with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What was that experience like?
Man, so, writing on Beyonce's album and then writing on Jay-Z's subsequent apology album.
Wow.
Her album of her yelling and saying, "You hurt me."
Wow.
Black man who I love, you hurt me. And I'm screaming.
Wow.
And guess what? Nobody said, "Girl, just take it." No, she didn't. Not this time. Not this time.
I ain't taking it.
I ain't taking it. Boy, you hurt me. And I'm not playing with you.
Right.
And she talking about my big bro. She's saying all kind of stuff. Talking about beating up bitches. She's letting her full vent out. Her full range of black woman emotions. And it touched every woman, not just black.
Oh no, I get
Every woman got a chance to say, "I've been hurt by the nigga I love." And then Hove is able to say, "Hey, what was that like?" And I worked with him on the apology album 444, but it wasn't started off as an apology album.
Wow.
It started off as another, "I'm rich, I'm a billionaire, I'm a playboy, I'm a rich nigga from the projects."
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into that because I brought energy in from that album. And he starts saying, "What does he think about this?" And I'll tell you one very intricate thing that happened, all praises due to Allah. We was in the studio. Now, she didn't know we was working on this album. She knew we was working on the album, but she was pregnant with the twins at the time.
Right.
So she didn't know that he's working on 444, my birthday and they wedding day.
Wow.
So she didn't know. He told me, she said, "Yeah, she don't know we working on this." I said, "No." He said, "I'm gonna let her hear something for the first time tonight."
Wow.
I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah," and we had a song. He said, "And to being the husband I'm becoming." That was one of the verses in there. I said, "Oh man, let me know how that go, bro." He said, "I will." So he go home. I guess he let her hear it. He called me the next day. He said, "Hey, can you come to the studio at 5?" Now I'm out in Woodland Hills, not too far from Ye. So I gotta get all the way to traffic. I'm like, on my way now. I'm sitting traffic. I get there.
Right.
He said, "Yeah, I let her hear it." I said, "What she said?" He said, "She ain't like it." I said, "What?" We in here working, apologizing, crying, apologizing for embarrassing her,
Right.
This is what he said. He's apologized for embarrassing his wife, who is Beyonce, in front of the world.
Right.
You feel me?
What did she not like about it?
That's what the thing is. He said, "She ain't like the part." I said, "What didn't she like about it, bro?" Because I'm like, man, my writing skills diminished. Am I, did I miss a step?
Right.
So I wrote Sandcastles, which is their makeup song on her album.
Right.
So I'm writing this whole break, I'm gonna do better stuff with bro. And he, he's a savant with writing, no question. He said, "She ain't like when I said, 'Be the husband I'm becoming.'" He said, "She say, 'Be the husband I became.'"
That you are.
I said, "Oh man, we on.
Yeah.
We gone.
Leave it right there.
We gone. Home run. Everything after that was home run, home run, home run, home run."
Wow.
What good is a menage a trois when you have a soulmate? I asked him, I said, "Did you mean to say soul like solo?" He said, "No, I didn't mean to say it, but it came out." That's how cold this man is.
Wow.
When you have a soul, what good is a menage a trois when you have a soul mate?
You hear
One.
me?
Also soul, son.
You hear me?
Also the spiritual aspect, soul. 3.
Man.
This is how this man is. This man cut like that, bro.
I get it.
That's why I love when him and Ye work together. When I work with both of them together, I love it. We did Watch the Throne. I love working with them together. Them people is crazy.
Man.
And with me in the mix, whew.
I totally get it.
For me and people that I've been able to assist, to be an auxiliary to, I think that they already was gonna be who they were.
Of course.
But a more powerful version comes when they get with me. And I become a more powerful version transversely when I get with them.
Exactly.
I become a better writer. I become a better producer. I have better ears. I have better hands. I have a better grasp of the English language or French or Arabic or whatever language I'm using to construct these feelings inside of.
Wait a minute, I got it. I don't lose your thought.
Yes, sir.
Because what you just said took me right back to your brother.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? How you begin to develop that craft. And you've taken that from him, what he gave you.
Exactly.
And now you're giving it to the world through some of the biggest people in the world. That just went through my head like a bunch of goddamn wild goats.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. I love that because there's a ancient saying, it's an African proverb that says, we trick ourselves to think we're doing something for or to another, but we're doing it to and for ourselves.
Hello.
And that it's so hard to conceptualize that.
Hey man, that's the thrill of life.
Come on, man.
That's the thing we call getting high.
Exactly.
Spiritual.
No questions. You know, when you having sex, you say, "Was it good to you?" Yeah. What that other transaction was that good? Did I do a good job with the exchange of these services or this money? Was that good? Those intercourses are important as well.
Hey.
So we got to understand that giving and getting at the same time, you can experience both. I don't want to do business with somebody that they only receiving from me. That's not business.
And
That's
I don't
me
want to do
serving.
business with you if I'm only receiving from you.
If I'm only serving for you, because I'm right. Exactly. What's that going to do for me?
I can get off.
Can't get off. I can't climax. You can't reach
Man,
that middle
hey,
part. Very important, man.
We didn't. Who are some of the other people
Oh man.
that you've worked with, and what does that look like with people that you have worked with first in the music industry?
I mean, it varies, to be honest with you. Each person has a particular need and a particular type of eventualized goal. So you have to be able to serve that. But it's how you define your recipe, which makes all that make sense. The recipe's way more important than the ingredients.
Hello? And I'm missing that. But that goes right back to your brother.
Because he was all our brother.
Oh, without a doubt.
He was my brother, Javon's brother, Omar's brother, Larita's brother.
But he gave everybody something
exactly.
different.
And as they all had him as an ingredient, but my recipe was different.
You've worked with so many people, man.
Oh yeah.
Chance the Rapper.
Yes, sir. Well, Chance, his dad, who I knew through political affiliations, was looking for a studio for his son, who was a rapper. I didn't know who he was. One of the Mo's I grew up with had a studio, so I said, "Hey Mo, can you put Chance in the studio?"
Right.
He ain't got no budget.
Wow.
He said, "Yeah."
Wow.
So that was his first mixtape.
Wow.
And me running into Vic Mensa was quite by chance as well. He was in a group called Kids These Days, and I took a liking to them. And they was on tour, or I had a company in Dallas, and they came through with Asher Roth and Chuck English. And I had Vic's number, and I called him. I said, "Hey Mo, I'm gonna come down and demonstrate." He's like, "No," I said, "I'm about tickets." He said, "No, don't buy no tickets, just come, you free." So what I did instead, came and cleared out the merch table for him, which I know artists live off that. And him and Chance being Save Money affiliates and brothers, and him a Gemini, and Chance a Aries, much like Kanye's a Gemini and I'm an Aries. I understand the dynamics in their relationship. And so working with Chance, I only got like 2 songs with Chance, 3 maybe, but our relationship is strong.
Right.
You know, our relationship is strong, and you know his science, how he moved to become famous, and to get those hats. And I mean, I think one year he made $6 million off those 3 hats. Those hats were 3 up, something like that.
It's a beautiful thing from nothing.
I mean, from nothing
to there.
And little kids look up to them. Little guys look up to them, and I'm just so glad I was able to to impart wisdoms to them that they could pass down to the next level, and then hopefully that's how we do. We stand on the shoulders of giants.
There
It's
it
passed
is.
down. Griotism, these edicts are passed down and passed down. And from that, we build a community and build a world and build a life for ourselves.
We build a web.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Did I read it correct in saying that you worked with Erykah Badu?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
That's so understand, the first time I had a brush with Erykah Badu was with Common. And we were riding around. He said, I got this girl, man, that I like. She's pretty good. She from Dallas. And he played the tape. I was in his car with him. We riding around. Because he likes to write while he's driving.
Wow.
And I was like, man, she sounds like Billie Holiday.
Wow.
And he was like, you think so? I'm like, yeah. So we was doing a song together. It wound up being a song, me, him, and her. Then it wound up just being a song with me and her. Then it wound up just being a song with me, which became My City, the My City poem.
Wow.
So
she enjoyed poetry as well.
Oh yeah. She's a poet. She's a sorceress. She's come from the source of things. She
Right.
gets to the source element of things. She's amazing human.
Wow.
You know, and their relationship to me, you know, it interrupted my relationship with him, but he needed that.
How? What do you mean?
He needed her to kind of take him off the grid and kind of take him and mold him somewhat, cook him a little bit.
Oh, I get it.
I would say.
Oh, okay.
Before he could go live with Jay Dilla, and I go to their house and listen to beats, and Jay Dilla's arguably the greatest hip hop producer in the world.
Wow.
You know, so to ever live, peace be upon Jay Dilla. So, but she had to cook him and steep him in that world because he from Chicago, down the street. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Four Corner Hustler from down the
Right.
street, and she put a little bit more of the spirituality on him, which I think what turned him into a sex symbol, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
So it turned him into an actor and a sex symbol, and girls screaming and him writing books, and they line up around the corner and fainting and stuff.
Yeah, next level.
Yeah, next level. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So she has, you know, her powers are amazing, and being around her and working with Commons Foundation with her, and you know, and I love Apple. She's just dope.
I get it.
She's just amazing.
So then from there, you get off into some acting. Yeah, that's a whole nother game there.
Barely.
So, yeah.
Barely acting.
What was the first thing you appeared in?
I appeared in a V103 commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then a couple little other things on BET. Then acted in my own little movie,
Okay.
Hollywood Jerome, that won a lot of awards.
Wow.
Then I think that it was like a play at ETA. Maybe before that, yeah. ETA was a play,
Okay.
and with Tashawn Barrett, who's now a famous actor and director.
How long did you work on that?
The play,
Yes.
we did that for like 8 weeks, maybe.
Okay.
8 weeks, 8 week cycle. It was pretty good. But meeting the actors, meeting Anthony Anderson, you know, meeting Bill Bellamy, being tight with these people, meeting, you know, Rosaria Dawson, and meeting Halle Berry, and Mark Ruffalo. I mean, it's just so many people. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow.
And being respected by them as a peer
Wow.
was very important to me.
Another level
Angela
of
Bassett and
growth. Wow.
Obad and Denzel Washington. You know, Royce the Voice from here. I mean, I got a whole list of people. Michael K. Williams, Paul Mayboom, who is the progressive guy. He's the guy
Right.
in the progressive commercials. But I think the person that really looked out for me the most was my big brother, Michael K. Williams.
Really?
Peace be upon him. Yeah, he kept putting me involved in things he was doing with HBO. He was a darling in HBO.
Wow.
And when he passed away, man, it shook me to my core. I'm still not past it at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
How do you end up on The Wire?
Well, I'm end up on the set of The Wire because they called me and say, hey, Mike is on a binge.
Mike who?
Michael K. Williams.
Okay.
Now, Idris Elba, that's big bro, you know, he come to
Shout
Chicago.
out to you, brother.
Shout out to Idrisi. What's up? Assalamu alaikum, Mark. You know, I made sure I supplied him with what he needed when he came to Chicago, you know. And also Wood Harrison.
Wow.
Was on The Wire as well. And the little sister Snoop. So I mean, I know a lot of people on that show. And yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like, so not actually being a actor, just being a part of the cast, if you will, and going to get him out of a crack house.
I get it.
Going, taking the pistol, kicking down the door, him saying, no, Malik, it ain't their fault, it's me.
I get it.
He get his check from HBO, he go buy everybody crack. He got a mama, a crack mama. Not his blood mama, but a crack mama.
I get it.
Out there in Baltimore. But he was filming that. I said, you can't come, bro, you're destroying everything. Get
That's
on up out
Omar?
of here. Omar, yeah, he played Omar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Michael K. Williams played Omar. Like, you can't be in here getting high with all these people. You don't know them. You know, I understand you want to get everybody high. You got your HBO check. Come on, you got to come up. And he came and lived with us in Chicago.
Wow.
And got clean.
He was, for me, one of the most dynamic actors that came across the screen. For me.
Man, yes. People believe that Omar character fully. Police officer. We out in Indiana at Barack Obama's campaign. Police taking pictures with this man. It was the phenomenon. We walked through New York one night and wound up going to a club, and people in the club went crazy. That man was so special. He filmed for Star Wars in London, but they didn't keep his character. They put the makeup on him and stuff. I was with him every step of the way. I started a production company with him right before he passed away, like 6 months before he passed away. But me and my man Burundi and him started a production company. He passed away, and you know, right before we had started our production company, we was going to get the movie deal stuff, and he was able to be in one of my movies, the Gentle Monster movie.
Wow.
And he charges $3 million. I said, bro, I don't got $3 million. I'll give you $1 million. He said, $1 million what? I said, dollars. He said, nah. I said, I ain't got the 3 right now. Let me give you. He said, no, don't give me nothing.
I ain't doing that like that.
And you know, I'm a grown man. I sat there, I stood there and cried. I said, what you mean, brother? He said, that's you.
I'm here out of love. I'm not here for your money.
Yep.
And gave it back.
Yeah. He told me, do not write him no check.
Don't do that.
He said, feed the kids. Because I fed him for a year almost. Took care of that man for almost a year. He said, no, he got clean because he was staying at my house. He said that his apartment was being redone in Jersey. And then it was time for him to go back. He gave me a date. He said, I ain't going to lie to you, Malik.
Man, I ain't got no place.
Ain't no apartment over there, man.
Wow. Crazy. But at that time, y'all bonded.
We had bonded. I said, I mean, you stay here then. He can cook too. That boy could cook, man. And you know, he started off as a dancer. That scar on his face came from him getting cut. He wasn't in no gang fight.
Right.
So you talking about this dude is a cook and a dancer playing the biggest gangster in the world on TV.
Hey man, that boardwalk.
I get Boardwalk Empire, Chalky White. So I get into it with some dudes. I got the AR-15. I'm like, y'all they like, man, whatever. He come out taking his apron off, like, man, y'all get up off my league. They, okay, what my fault? Nothing in his hand. Taking the apron off.
We ain't going.
Perception. They like, oh, okay, my fault. Cause the TV done told them this man finna tear them pieces.
I get it, because you could see the realness in his acting.
Mm-hmm.
He was not acting. He was just delivering character.
Exactly. He became a character and could turn into that character. I love that man, bro.
I get it.
I love that man. Them people took a piece of my heart when they did that to that man.
Wow.
They took a piece of my soul out of me, man.
I totally get it.
Took a piece of my soul out of me. He's a real big brother to me. And, you know, without anything, put me in play. Put me in positions to win every time he could.
Wow.
Malik, I got this for you. Hey, Malik, I got this. Where you at, bro? Come down here, do this. Where you at, bro? Do this.
Man.
Ain't got nothing for himself.
Beautiful thing.
Man. Selfless, man.
I get it.
You know, may Allah be pleased with his journey, man.
Yes, sir.
It really crushed me though, because I lost a real big ally at that time, and this was like when I had just got back clean. Let me tell you what he tell me. He called me the day we beat the case. He said, Malik, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I told everybody. That bro ain't never, and no way. He said, bro, I told everybody. Now they gonna see. Now they see. I said, yes, sir, bro. He said, no, I told these people. He said, I'm gonna give these people not to trust.
Wow. Hello. Going to the next level. Present day. I want to explore drill. How have you been involved in drill, and do you think that that's an exploitation part of our lives? What's that brother's name?
Fireman.
Who?
Fireman.
Oh, okay.
Fireman and Dirk. So Reese is my cousin, Lil Reese. So Chief Keef, all of them was my little guys. I just lightweight discovered them. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, and also Ferris Bueller and all those dudes, and Chop, and yeah, man. It's I think drill music has caused a decrease in the violence of the city.
Wow.
I think drill music saves lives because you can vicariate and experience it without having to do it. You can listen to these songs like playing a video game and don't have to do it. This is my opinion.
Right.
Because I didn't have that music. I had Public Enemy and
Hello.
KRS-One, and I was out here. It was a summer. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but it was summer where I did something to somebody every day.
I totally get it. Being hyped up.
Every day.
Yeah, being hyped up in that way and then standing on a particular thing.
Exactly.
I totally get it.
Every day. The summer of '93, I did something to somebody every day.
I totally get
That's
it.
not to incriminate myself, but these kids, they listen to drill music, they're not doing it. They listening to drill, they dancing to drill. They performing drill music. When Chief Keef was 17, he was doing drill songs. I was doing real drills.
No, I get it.
100% outside. I told that to MTV. They're like, what you feel about Chief Keef? Malik, you so positive. I said, boy, if you would have been in my city when I was 17, 18 years old, man, took your head off your shoulders and took them cameras and that thing. Boy, wasn't nothing you were going to do.
Understand the journey.
Come on, man.
See, the reality of it.
That's right.
You know, it's a whole nother game when you come up in it.
Exactly. That's another thing too. I was gonna mention that too. Jay-Z had a verse. He said, Scarface the movie did way more than Scarface the rapper to me. Way more.
100 times.
Come on, man. I went to Miami. Guess what I went looking for? That lifestyle.
You see what I'm saying? For real.
The 19-year-old me turning 20 that summer, that spring, would have been turning 20. I went down there looking for exactly
Hello?
what I saw in that movie. I mean, exactly. Not what I heard Scarface rapping about.
You wanted the other experience.
Come on, man.
No, I get it. You know, it's like coming up and Superfly came out. Hey, man. It was a whole nother mentality.
Wow. I like that you say that mentality. See, it's in the mind. And you know, when these people tell us something about ourselves, I have to get a second. I have to get a second opinion.
No, I get it.
When they diagnose me with something, yeah, y'all, this drill, because they attack things that we make money with. That's for sure. Drill music made way more than drilling ever did.
I get it.
When it was 1,300 murders in Chicago, not shootings, murders.
Yes.
And then last year was 600 murders. That's less than half.
Hello?
And when the time supposed to be, when it's all terrible, supposedly, you know?
I get
and in
it.
1968, it wasn't no drill music. It was Marvin Gaye and all that. And they had 1,600 murders in Chicago. You know, I wonder what the music they were listening to when they was bringing slaves over to the Middle Passage. Middle Passage. What drill music they listened to then? So I don't want to really hear that from them people. You feel me?
I get it.
And I would like to have more conscious music, but I want to see who's buying it.
But here,
Because if I'm making something to sell, I'm gonna sell what people like, you know, without causing real harm to myself. So when you talk about people get online and say, yeah, conscious music. Give me your top 10 list of conscious rappers you listen to on Spotify, and they can't tell you. They can't tell you. So you would, you know, I'm not gonna tell a kid to starve because I feel comfortable with him doing something. I'm not gonna do that. And
Well,
when Fireman created drill music and Ferris Bueller came in and Young Chop, and then we did Dirk's first mixtape, and Dirk and Reese got signed. You know, people like, oh, drill is the worst. Chief Keef's the worst thing. Where? You got a bunch of kids that's millionaires that's taking their boys out the street. Now, some of them still doing drills and doing things or whatever. Some of them, that's gonna be our time. Was that when I was a kid, we came outside to gangbang.
Oh, I get it.
Not to go to no studio.
No.
And talk about it.
Exactly.
We came outside to do it.
I totally get it. Who's creating the reality of
exactly.
the shit?
The environment that would have to exist. Exactly.
You wouldn't have drill if you didn't have certain conditions.
Come on, man.
You know, you got 400 plus years of this shit that became an expression.
Come on.
You know, we just wake up one morning, oh yeah, I think this is a good day to kill a nigga.
No, sir. Let me tell you something, man. I'm glad you just said that. Can I say this to you right quick?
Yes, sir.
We the only people in America that we expect, that our grandmothers is expected to go out and stop violence. That our kids is expected to not tell their stories, but you got, I think it's been 827 movies made about the Italian mafia. 827 movies and TV shows.
Hello?
827. The federal government, through public health organizations, gave money to the Italians to stop killing because blood, brains on the street. It says a public health crisis. Gave them money. And what they do with the money? Made movies about it. What did they do with the money? They made movies about it.
You see what I'm saying?
Ain't no other mob. The Irish mob got money from the government for public health. Greek mafia, Jewish mafia. All these mafias, these families, the Polish mafia, got money to build houses, infrastructure, programs. What they do? They went and made movies. What they do? Go open restaurants. We got a Greek town here right now from the government.
Yes, sir.
They ain't come over here and do no work. We did all the work. We built everything. We tilled the soil. We broke ground. We built the railroads. We built the building. We built the motherfucking White House. And they get to come in and get the money, build restaurants, put liquor stores. Let me tell you something about liquor stores and trip you out. A liquor store on, let's say, 87th Street. To open up a liquor store on 87th Street, it got to be approved by people that live down in southern Illinois.
Ain't that crazy?
Southern Illinois, they get to vote on if it's a liquor store on 87th Street owned by somebody look like us. We buy liquor. Like, what did Mickey Hostas say? He said, why y'all the Lebanese ain't got no liquor stores in white neighborhoods? White people drink liquor too.
Hello?
Why do white people own their liquor stores and the white people own ours too, or the Lebanese own ours? They
but
come
they
and
ain't
get the
got none in
grants.
their
They ain't got
community.
but the Lebanese ain't going out to white people community and open up a liquor store.
Ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
Ain't
White
gonna happen.
people own the liquor store. They own the liquor. They own everything. So I'm saying to you, so when we do drill music, they demonize us. Oh, you can't make that kind of music. It's killing your black community. No, you're killing the black community.
You're killing the black community.
You're killing us. We wouldn't have to do this music if you ain't amputate us and circumcise us from fiduciary solvency and all the banking systems and every fucking thing possible to
Every
leave
way
us
you
nothing.
can.
And we make some money off of the crumbs. We make money off the chitterlings, the shitterlings.
Boy, you took
the guts.
You took my
You
thoughts.
say, oh, y'all shouldn't make money off that. Starve instead.
You took my thoughts. You throwed us some garbage, and we turned it into cuisine.
Exactly. And
you
mad.
came and stole that.
Exactly. Exactly.
You came and stole
now you got
drill.
white boys doing drill.
They stole that.
Now you got white boys doing drill.
Man, quit playing.
I love Jack Harlow. He's a drill rapper, 100%.
I get it.
I love Jack Harlow. Now he's from Kentucky for sure, but he's a drill rapper.
I get it.
He's a drill rapper, flat out. Post Malone, drill.
I totally get it.
Now he country.
You
Come
know,
on, man. Shout out Post. Post gave me a lot of opportunities. I love him. But I'm just telling you what it is.
It is what it is. What do you think are some of the steps that we need to take in order to save some of our children?
I think that, first of all, I think that The murder rate is down. Violent crime is down. Because, think about this, in 1980, there was 15,000 black millionaires. Now there's 1.4 million black millionaires. We doing it right now. My kids, me and all my brothers was gangbanging when I was the age that my son is right now. He live in a double-gated community. He ain't picked up a gun. Only picked up a gun, the ones I have in the house. He ain't shot nobody. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't mobbed up and went nowhere. We doing it now.
I get it.
The money, the Bible say the money solveth all things. That's what they don't want us to get. They want us to go to their schools, pay a bunch of money, get a loan that we can't ever pay back, and then try to figure out what to do. They don't try to figure out what to do. They send their kids to school to meet other people that they're gonna do business with.
Hey, it's a community.
100%.
You know, it's like
That's why black kids don't do well in college, because we don't have no community. Asians do the best because they have a community. Whites do the second best. Blacks do the worst because we the only black somebody there.
Hey.
Ain't nobody to talk to. Who you gonna study with? They don't like us, nigga. I think what happens for us is that we have to educate ourselves about one primary thing: white supremacy. Until you understand white supremacy, nothing else will make sense to you on the planet Earth.
It can't.
Nothing else will make sense to you. Why can't black people just do it by themselves? Why? Because my let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. My great great grandfather left the plantation not owning nothing, not even the clothes and shoes he was wearing. He still owed that to the former enslaver. There ain't nothing to pass down. Pass down what? Information only. Then we built 40 years. We built everything back up. Black Wall Street, the whole night. Then y'all tore that down too. Bombed it. Tore us the fuck off.
And every time a brother get up on the hill, here you come.
Here you come.
Pull him right back down.
Right back down.
Here's how we're going to sum it up for the audience.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
said
sir.
something to me earlier that was so beautiful. How you see an OG.
I think an OG goes to the origins. Original, you said gentle man.
Yes, sir.
I think women love men that have the ability to be violent when necessary.
When necessary.
When necessary, but are gentle with them. Our sisters deserve gentleness. They deserve opulence. They deserve luxuriation. They deserve kindness.
All of the
We
above.
hurt and we mad, so we take it out on everything close to us, because that's the easiest thing to do. But we can't do that. We can't bring our drama back to our house. We got to apply it to the thing that's harming us for real. We got to be man enough to be, hey, if I got to get taken up out of here because I'm directing this toward the person that delivered it to me,
Exactly.
not to the people that's giving me my softness, not to my nest. So I think that's a part of it. And the origins of gentleman is because you learn that your woman is not your enemy.
Exactly.
You might be upset with her. That's a different thing. That don't make her your enemy. You can be upset with something. That's not your enemy.
Hey.
And we have to learn that, and we have to learn that. We have to teach it. We learn it, then teach it. We have to, even when we're upset, handle our women softly.
Totally
Because they
get it.
going through something with the most misaligned creature on the planet. A woman that loves black men primarily, not just only, but even primarily, a woman that loves black men primarily, that is the hardest job on the planet Earth. Because
I totally get it.
the man that she loves is literally disenfranchised from every fucking system on the planet.
He's a
And we
broken
gotta
up
give her
human
grace
being.
for that.
Yes, sir. He's a broken up human
He's,
being.
tortured and misshapen and bent and all and contorted and still growing through all the misshaping, turned around, twisted upside down, back. We got to give her grace because she's trying to love us to the best of her ability without any examples,
There
without
it
any
is.
blueprints on how to love us.
Creating the way
She's figuring it out right now.
as we speak.
So she's trying to go back to the source. She's trying to go back to the origin of how do I love this man who's coming in here with thorns
You understand?
sticking out through him. How do I hug him? How do I hold him when I'm already torn? I'm already cut open.
Hey,
And she's trying to figure it out. And we got to give her grace. And I'm gonna close by saying this. I'm gonna close my part, and it's your podcast. But
no, you do your thing.
black people invented everything.
Everything.
We discovered everything. not some,
Period.
not a little bit. Ain't no castle in Europe built by nobody that was white. The Europeans they speak of was us. The Etruscans was us.
Hello.
European Etruscans was black.
Hello.
The Cheddar Man in Ireland was black. Black people made everything. We invented culture. I don't want to hear nothing from these motherfuckers, man. I don't give no fuck.
Hey, man.
Don't hear me. They made this. How the fuck? Why would Eli Whitney make a cotton gin to make it easy on his slaves to work? Get the fuck out of here with that. That's no logic to that.
Hey.
Y'all made the silk. Y'all invented the trade routes. Why? How? You in Europe. How did you come over into Africa? We've been there for 1,000 years, and you invented the trade route that we used to get stuff back to Europe. You're a fucking lie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that
Fuck
sounds
out of here.
very logical, huh?
Where's the biologic in it? Where's the psychologic in it? Where's the chronologic in it?
None.
There's no logic at all.
None.
We invented everything. We made everything. We discovered everything.
And you stole it.
And you stole it, put your name on it, made it white, washed it out, built a fucking statue and put that in front of it. Built a
Changed the
statue
name
and put
on
it in front of something don't mean you made it. Putting a fucking statue, a carved marble statue of a white man in front of the shit, we made this shit, bro.
I used to go to Mexico.
Come on now, I know where you're going.
And when I would get to the border,
Come on.
there was a big ass head of the Olmec people.
Oh, come on, man.
And I was like, wow, why do they have this black guy here? I came back some years later.
Come on.
They had removed all of them.
All of them.
This is crazy.
All of them.
You can't find one.
All of them. All of them.
You just erased history just
All
like that.
of them. All of them.
Insane,
The reliefs
brother.
they found, they blew the nose off them too. They've been blowing the nose off our shit. You feel me?
Man.
I don't want to hear the gods of Egypt is white. How? That's a movie. That ain't reality, boy.
Okay.
Get y'all goof ass out here. Y'all ain't make shit.
Man,
The
stop
castles.
playing.
Y'all didn't come from out of a cave and make a castle. We brought the castle making. It's castles in Africa.
You didn't
the
even
Wall
have
of Benin.
mathematics.
Come on, man. Everything we made. And you know what? You know who feel the most uncomfortable when we say that? Black men.
People. Hey, man, it is what it is. You know, so for our children,
When I say the black man is God, guess who feel the most uncomfortable? Black men.
black people, because they don't know God.
Because they don't know what God is.
They've
been
never
told
had
this
that
is God,
experience.
the Sistine Chapel where God touches my hand. How is a man that's white in the sky? I just got off an airplane this morning. He
You ain't
wasn't
see him up there?
No, I ain't see him. Not with no big sheet on. How you make it?
Hey,
with a
man,
big white cloth on. How you make it?
the first thing is, we're going to close on this.
I'm going off
Our
right now. I
people.
know I'm going off right now.
No. Hey, do your thing. I'm just saying. I want to just interject what you're saying.
Ain't no such thing as white people. I'm gonna say that. Ain't no such thing as white people. White
on,
people
man.
that's light persons, light melanin bereft people. It is.
Hey,
White people is a myth.
they invented that.
Invented
brother.
white people. Ain't no such thing as
Stop
fucking
playing.
white people.
Stop playing. We
No
don't even
white
want-
people.
we don't
You a
want-
person.
I'm going to piggyback on something that you said. You know, first of all, our people do not understand the difference in our language of God
Come on.
and the creator of all creation.
Come on.
You're confused.
Confused. I talk about it all the time. God is a Norwegian word and it's pronounced the same way you pronounce go, like Van Gogh, good. And it means North Star or guiding star. When they came over to the island, to the Gaelic Islands, by way of the sea currents and oceanic currents, they said, how'd y'all get here? How'd y'all find this place? God. Good. The star, the northern star. That
Amen.
word is about 1,200 years old at best.
And that's one of the creator's creations.
Come on, man.
Hey, man, all I can say, stay tuned in. This was very powerful. This was a great journey.
The Rock is in the building.
You did. Hey, man, y'all stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, share it. Tell your friends. I'm just telling you, let's take the journey together.
Bad kids. Bye out. Boom.
You dig? That's it. That's all.
You gonna do any spoken word?
Oh, yeah. Stop.
Do spoken word?
Yeah, would you please leave us with a little bit?
If I came off the top of the dome, like the panels in the BN Stadium, if I was able to be cooling at the Palladium with Eric B and rock him, if I was telling you the truth next to Jesus, would you try to stone or rock him? If I dropped a poem off the very surface of the shingles, if you knew that I was consuming mayonnaise sandwiches, but at the same time 45s in my hand while consuming 45 singles, then you would look at me differently. Mm-hmm. And you would say, he survived everything thrown at him, all atrocities. Isn't he God? Isn't he the crucified one?
Wow.
You think that Billy was singing about the crucified nun? Blood on the leaves, blood on the roots, blood oranges, blood on the fruits of Islam. Is this rock star? Am I this? Am my fists breach the barriers of where they said I could not reach? Nigga, preach, but I beseech thee. I want to teach thee the ways of the originals, the origin. I traded my soul for a sin, you a fucking lie. Ain't no ducking acts, I'm shooting in all directions. I leave the fake scholars confounded. Hey, look, come, I found it. The deeper the roots, the blacker the fruits. I'm back in the booth. Too much shit out here lacking the truth. I grew up, I'm smacking the roof. What's in the pudding? That's what I'm is. I'm Dwight Gooden, that's how hood I'm is. I'm pitching a bitch. I'm rich and I'm fit. I'm in my original fit. The colors of the sky and the colors of the ground, the colors of the river. I'm bringing you something. I deliver a blow. I'm a twister. I'm like the dude, his last name T, call me Mister. Never call me boy. Unless you're saying it like Flavor Flav said it. Oh, I know the truth, I already read it. It was in the back of my eyelids. I'm doing this for my kids. That's why I built pyramids to separate us. I go savage, but you is one. What is you? One, all is one. It's all is well. This was heaven. Now it's all a hell. You won't let me out unless I give you money and you call it bail. I try on a slippery slope and you call it fail. You're not for real. You are a figment of my imagination and all my machinations. Now I'm back to nation business.
Hello.
I bear witness that there be no other God but Allah, and we be those who bear his name. What Erykah say, if I was made in this image, then call me by my name. You can call me by my game. I go to the hole with my eyes closed, my tongue out, and I poke. I don't know if you know or not, Joe Rogan. Seas split when I spoke. Light shine when I did so also. I could say it in baritone, bass, or alto. Fuck the sopranos. I played with the keys. No pianos. Just to go to feed my kids from Maggiano's. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear this, because the truth hurt, you'll be in pain. The truth drive you crazy, you'll be insane. Any attempts to hold me back will be in vain. Mitochondrial DNA. I remember hearing the sounds of nature on my see and say, my spin and say. Every day is my business day. I make sure the weekend I stay strong. I know I'm right even what I say wrong. Don't correct my fucking grammar. Yeah, I'm country as fuck, Southside, Bama. Growing my green like it been hit with rays of gamma. Trying to drink water, stay hydrated, and it's contaminated. I say stone love, but I know you hate it.
It is what it is.
What it is.
You can only get that right here on the original OGs.
Only.
Hey, go and subscribe, follow. Hey, get in the comments.
Get in the comments. See y'all in a couple seconds.
Yes, sir. Hey, this is Mr. Rick, host of the original OGs, and I'm here with my daughter. This is Princess Eden. Who are we?
The OGs.
That's it.
That's it, that's all.
In that order. You want to sing a song for them?
All right, that's it. All right.
You want to sing your song? We give you some music.
One second.
Stop trying to emulate us. It's me and my niece doing this thing.
That's right.
Mr. Rick, go down that side.
Me and my niece doing this. Y'all don't try to get in.
Still our show.
All right, then, quiet on the set for 1 second.
Final set.
For 1 second.
Shooting for speed, sound,
All right.
action.
All right, Mr. Rick, introduce Bebe and then let her close the show out for you.
Hey, this is the original OGs, and I'm your host, OG Mr. Rick. Hey, I'm here.
Bring that arm down.
Okay.
Okay, start over for you. It's on you.
This is the host of the original OGs, OG Mr. Rick. I'm here with Princess Eden. This is my daughter, and we are...
The OGs.
That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all.
That's it, that's all.
One more time. Loud. Say it.
Go all the way through it, Mr. Rick. Start. Why don't we just do it all the way from the beginning?
Okay.
And it's on you.
Hey, this is Mr. Rick, host of the original OGs, and I'm here with my daughter. This is Princess Eden. Who are we?
The OGs.
That's it.
That's it, that's all.
In that order. You want to sing a song for them?
All right, that's it. All right.
You want to sing your song? We give you some music. You want some music? Put our music on, baby.
What song is on it?
Almost there.
Oh, I've
What?
never heard that song before. I got 2 daughters.
Right.
So I never heard that song before.
Well,
What?
I'm gonna sing it for you.
Tell him again. He gonna hear it now, ain't he?
A prayer and a shiver wore that song.
What?
O-W-T out.
Well, I know the Princess Little Fox song almost there. I know it.
Almost
I
there.
love Princess Frog too. I hate that Stella had to go live in the stars, but I love Stella
No,
though.
What?
You ready?
She had to live in the stars. They laid
Put the
on
music
Rick low.
on
They
for
laid on Rick low.
You ready?
What's happening?
Stand up. Stay right here in front of the camera.
Miss Rick, hold your mic for her.
Yeah.
No, just hold it for her.
Okay, I got it. Sing. Look.
This old town can slow me down. You're taking the easy way. I know exactly where I'm going now.
Go ahead.
Closer, closer, every day, and I'm almost there.
This is a moment right here, y'all.
Almost
10
there.
years from now, watch.
People think I'm crazy, but I don't care. 12 generations, I have my share. Nothing gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm almost there.
Give him a dance.
I've been there, but Daddy told me feelings can come true. You gotta make it happen. All depends on you. I work real hard at the end of the day. Listen on my way. And that's what I do. Wake up, boys, I'm coming to do. And almost there. Almost there. I feel another way, but almost there. I'm almost there.
Give it to him.
Until the child, until we races. You know, I have my share. When I climb the mountain, I cross rivers, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost
Yeah.
Good princess.
Yes.
All right.
That's right.
Almost.
Almost there.
Trials and tribulations, I had my share.
That's right. But I'm almost there. That was our conversation.
Princess of Fall. You're gonna get that.
Bro, come on. You're doing that. That's all that. Deanna, that movie gotta be 15 years old. Princess Frog, gotta be 15 years old.
Yeah, it's about 15
Yeah,
years.
come on, man. Hey Siri, what year did Princess and the Frog come out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get dressed and get ready for the thing.
Yes, sir.